Trying to keep my head tilted this direction because I have just a little bit of hair dye on my face right now. We can ignore that. Alright, so today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the products that I think I would have if I wasn't a beauty guru. That phrase is a little bit cringy to me, so I'm just going to say a YouTuber. If I didn't make makeup videos on YouTube, I probably wouldn't have 4 whole cabinets to my left here filled with makeup. Part of my job, a huge part of my job, is testing different products for you guys so that you can know what might be worth it to buy and what might not be. So with that comes getting sent a lot of makeup, and I also buy a ton of makeup. I've always absolutely loved testing different makeup. Like even in college when I first started my YouTube channel, I would buy coupons on eBay, like makeup coupons. And then I would go to the drugstore, coupon to get a ton of makeup and to be able to test stuff. And then I would tell like my friends in college what to go buy. So I was kind of doing that before I even started the YouTube channel. So if I wasn't doing this whole thing right now, these are the products that I would have. So one of you guys DM'd me Jamie Page's video where she did this. So that's how I got the idea. So I'm gonna link Jamie's video down below. I didn't want to have a like capped set amount of products because I just wanted to choose what I would choose. But I kind of kept it at like 1 or 2 products from each category that would fit in this little container. So I just think this is a cool way to show you guys basically my like top products that I feel like I couldn't live without, but that also is a kind of a minimal collection. So maybe you're starting out. I did recently do a drugstore makeup starter kit, but a lot of the products today are drugstore as well. I would say it's pretty half-half. So if you're excited for this video and you enjoy while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so I'm gonna go in order of how I would do my makeup. So let's start out with primer. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This one is pricey. However, I do think it is totally worth it. And if I could only have one primer that I would use every single day, it would be this one, because I just think it does something. I did a whole comparison video where I did half face with this, half with an e.l.f. primer. And this primer, you won't be able to see probably because it's light, but I have a significant dent in this primer. Like dip, I'm probably like half out of it, which says a lot because I test so many different products that I am consistently reaching for this one. I'm wearing all of the products on my face right now, by the way, that I'm going to be talking about. So I am wearing this one. I do feel like with certain foundations, this somehow, I don't know how they did this. It's a little bit magical. It somehow adds coverage to certain products. Don't know how. But I also think it makes my makeup stay on longer and overall just look better. So it is pricey. I do think it's worth it. I think they actually make smaller mini sizes now. Or maybe that was just a Sephora Point Perf, but I have a couple of like the mini minis. Okay, so obviously one of the harder categories for me to narrow down was foundation. I do think even if I didn't do YouTube, I would still be so into foundation. I would probably have like 20 foundations, but for the sake of this video, I narrowed it down to 2.5 kind of, because obviously this one's discontinued. So this was like an honorable mention, but I have so many bottles of this and it's just my holy grail foundation, CYO Lifeproof. So not going to fully mention that one because it's not available anymore. So if I had to choose 2 that are currently available, I think my main one would be this guy by Etude House. It's a double lasting foundation because this one is just so long lasting. It wears amazing on my skin and I can really alter this one easily. So I can make it more matte or I can make it more dewy depending on what I use underneath and over top. It lasts in heat and humidity. I wore this when I was in Hawaii and it just looks beautiful and I get complimented on my skin whenever I wear this foundation. So this is what I'm wearing on my face today. I will say the shade for me I think is like slightly too yellow. You can get this very affordable too on YesStyle. I think it goes down to around like 13 bucks if it's on sale. And this is the shade NO2. It does have SPF 34 in it. It's just a great long lasting but doesn't look makeup-y full coverage foundation. And then the other foundation product I chose was the No. 7 drops. These are the custom made drops. No. 7 makes a couple different foundation drops. These are the ones called Match Made Custom Blend. But the reason why I love these, and I've talked about these a ton on my channel, is because they're so adjustable. They're full coverage, beautiful, dewy foundation drops. They sit amazing on the skin, but you can add a tiny amount to another product if you want to make it have more coverage, or you could just mix this in with a like tin moisturizer or SPF, whatever, if you just want a super light coverage day. So because it's so flexible in that way, I feel like this is just a good one to have in your collection if you just want a product that's really easily adjustable. Concealer and concealer powder was an easy one for me. I just mentioned both of these in my recent concealer routine video. I'm gonna link that in the eye down below because I go very in depth about how I use these and some other products and tools. So I'm not gonna go too in depth about it here, but the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 2 Vanilla, and the Laura Mercier Secret Blurring Powder in the shade 1. I think it's 1 and 2. This one's like a whitish one. Watch that video. Most amazing concealer routine I have found. I've been using these two brow products every single day, anytime I'm doing my brows lately, wearing them right now. It's like the perfect combo for me and it lasts all day. So I love this M Cosmetics. There's no name on here. It's their brow gel. I love this for two reasons. One, the applicator, so tiny. Look at how friggin' small this is. I can just get exactly where I want it on the tail of my brow. It's super easy. The color that you're seeing is 99% this, not the other product that I'm gonna mention, so I'll tell you how to use that one. But this is 99% of the color on my brows right now. Oh, there is a shade on the bottom. It's Ebony Brow Cream. It lasts all day. This isn't like a sticky kind of hold brow gel like my CoverGirl one that I love. It's more flexible, which some people like. I just absolutely love this, love the shade, and then I've been using it in combination with the LA Girl Brow Pomade. This is in the shade Soft Black, so I'll just use the Anastasia number 12 brush, and that's how I've been getting like the brushed up kind of look. I'll just go in with this and add some strokes. All right, rewind, I forgot about face powder. So I have two face powders here to mention. The first is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation. So this is, you know, powder foundation, but I also just use it as a face powder to set my makeup. And basically it is the most beautiful, soft, matte, but not cakey looking powder. I usually only use it on like my cheek area if I'm setting my face. I can use this one as a powder foundation too, which I like. So if I was just choosing one powder foundation to have that I can use in multiple ways, I would choose this one, even though I also love the JCat Aqua Assurance. But that one I love more on its own. This one I love more for multiple purposes. Great coverage too, so I love that when I set my cheek area, it kind of covers up my scarring a little bit more and adds some coverage. But then this one, I really feel like I can't live without, because for certain looks and for certain foundations underneath, this is just a game changer. This is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. So I actually did a foundation routine where I used both of these together. So I'm gonna link that in the eye down below. These two in combination are stunning. It gives you basically what it says, like a sheer glow without being overkill. But depending on the brush you use this with, you can also use this as a highlighter. So this is one of those products that it really depends on how much you use and the brush you use it with. So a big fluffy brush, you can set your whole face with this. Bronzer was pretty easy for me to pick, the Maybelline City Bronzer, mostly because of the shade. This is in the shade 100, and it is difficult to find a bronzer this shade. It's basically like a tan color is the best way I can describe it. It's not too orangey, and it just warms up my face beautifully. If you have fair skin, you need to pick this up from the drugstore. It is amazing, and also the formula blends out easily. It's very soft, it's matte, it's just easy to work with, perfect shade, love it. And then to go along with that, contour, if I could only choose one contour shade, I would pick this one that I recently discovered from Yes Style. This is also like drugstore pricing. It's the Misha Cotton Contour in the shade Smoked Hazel. This one just gives your cheeks that perfect amount of definition without looking ashy or gray. I do have a lot of blush on today, so that's what you're seeing right here. Definitely the bronzer and contour together are more of like a neutral kind of sandy shade, but these two next to each other, you can see how different the shades are. When I think about a blush that I can't live without, I had to choose two. The first one is the MAC So Natural Glow Play Blush. The reason why I love this is that the formula of this is so unique. Oh, I have the hiccups. Great timing. It's basically a glowy blush that is not fully a cream, but not fully a powder. I don't know how to explain it. It wears well over powder. I use a sponge to apply it, and today, like, I have powder on my cheeks and I could still go in after bronzing with the powder and everything, use the sponge, dip it in, and then press it on my cheeks. It doesn't make any weird kind of texture or anything, so I like it because I can use it on full-on makeup days like this, or I can use it if I have on like a no makeup kind of look. So it's the perfect color for me too. It does just look very natural, and on my skin like a little bit peachy, and it just gives the most stunning sheen to your cheeks as well. So you can see when it hits the light right there, you can see like a glow on my cheeks. So I just find that it's a very flattering formula on the skin. And then if I'm not using that, I'm always tempted to use this blush by ColourPop, Frisky Business. Whenever I'm filming, I have to like stop myself from reaching for this blush because I've used it in so many videos that I'm like, okay, they get it. You like frisky business, but it's basically just a very nice, not too dark peach shade and not too orange. On my skin tone, a lot of peach blushes just look straight up orange, and this one's like a true peachy kind of blush that's good for any season. This with like a cool toned eye is just so pretty. For highlight, and the one that I'm wearing right now is actually another cream product that does work for me on top of powder, which is rare, is the Flesh Startle Stick. So this is a cream highlight. I've used this in a few videos where I do different like routines, like I think of a no makeup video using this. I like this one because again, it's versatile. This is one of those like wet look highlights where you just can't see it on the skin. Oh god, this hair dye. Reflects the light beautifully and is like a beautiful champagne light color without showing any kind of texture or glitter. This one just never looks bad on my skin. And then a powder highlight, Essence Pure Nude and Be My Highlight. I talked about this in my drugstore makeup starter kit video recently. Just one of those that I've used for, I want to say a couple years now. And it's just the most natural looking glow from within kind of highlight. You could layer this with the fresh one. I find myself reaching for this one probably the most frequently just because it is so natural looking and I can really build it up, or I can wear it more subtle. It's a few bucks from the drugstore and you can't go wrong. Eyeshadow primer, easy MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Can't live without this. It's my go-to. I've used this for over 5 years because I remember making a video a couple years ago called 5 products I've used for over 5 years. So at this point, I've probably used this for over 7 or 8 years. I love this because it conceals my eyelids. I do have freckles and discoloration on my eyelids, so it kind of just evens everything out, creates like a blank canvas for eyeshadow, and it makes my makeup and my eyeshadow stay on longer than if I didn't have a primer on. Speaking of eyeshadow, I have nailed it down to one eyeshadow palette here, and I think it would be the ColourPop Bare Necessities palette. This one I actually didn't immediately fall in love with because for some reason when I saw the launch photos for this, I just thought it was going to be more cool toned than it actually is. But what I've discovered is that this row right here is actually pretty cool toned, and these two shades pull darker on the eyes than how they look in the palette. So I'm wearing these right now on my eyes and then with this shade on the lid. So you can create a cool tone look with this. But the other reason why I love this is that it has a black in it. Wrong side, black's over there. Has a black, has some warms, has golds. I actually hate the gold in here because it looks like orange on me. ColourPop's golds always look orange on my eyes for some reason. But for everyday wear, there's a light cream shade, which is like my go-to just for everyday matte, quick eye. And then there's a light shimmery highlight shade, which I love for using on the inner corner. I just find this to be a super wearable palette. I just reach for this one a ton. As far as pencil liners, I could not live without a white pencil liner. I always get asked about which one is on my waterline, and for probably about the past 6 to 8 months maybe, it's been this one. If I haven't mentioned it, it's been this NARS one. It's in the shade Santa Monica Boulevard. It just lasts on my eyes. I like that it's not as massive as the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil Milk because I can just easily get on my waterline with this. Using a white eyeliner on my waterline, I personally love just for day-to-day makeup because it makes my eyes look bigger, and I also have very naturally just red eyes. So when I put white on my waterline, it kind of like cancels out that redness a little bit. And then other pencil liner, LA Girl Glide On Gel Liner. I've talked about this for years. Just the best affordable black liner I have found so far, and it stays on my waterline. It's super black. Love it. So if you followed my channel for a long time, you probably know that I use the Physicians Formula liquid liner for years, and they recently came out with a waterproof one like a year or so ago. I do really like that one, but recently, like in the past 2 months, I've discovered some eyeliners that are pretty close dupes for that one, as in like the feel and it being a brush tip. I don't like felt tip. I find that brush tips give me better control. And this one, I think, might take the cake. It's the MQNY waterproof pen liner. I think this was around $6, so it's actually cheaper than the Physicians Formula one. I still love that one, but this one I do think it's a little bit more longer lasting. And if I have like a watery eye, it doesn't bleed or anything. This one is what I'm wearing right now. I can bring it down to my inner corner too and create kind of like that more cat eye look, and it doesn't bleed, which is hard to find in an eyeliner. It's super black. It's the perfect length, so it's easy to control, easy to make a wing. It's just pretty close to like my perfect eyeliner. So I've been loving this one. I've been reaching for this one over most of my other liquid liners. One other like honorable mention kind of eye product that I do think I would want in my collection, it's the Elsie Jewels in the shade Pearl. And basically it is a, like, it reminds me of those Maybelline, no, they weren't Maybelline. The L'Oreal, yeah, the L'Oreal little pots they used to have. I don't know if they still have it, but it almost feels like wet to the touch, but it is the most friggin' stunning eyeshadow. Oh my god. It is so reflective. This would be a beautiful bridal shade. I have it on my inner corner right now, and I've been putting it on my inner corner a ton because it's just that perfect pop. I just think the formula of this, the reflect, everything is just so unique and so stunning that I think it's worth it to have this one. I nailed it down to 3 lip products. All of them are nude, and I can kind of get different nude looks out of them, which is why I chose them. Nudes in real life are what I wear most often, especially like a neutral cool tone nude. So I have all 3 on my lips right now. This is like one of my go-to combos. It's the Kokie Warm Nude Lip Liner. The reason I chose this is because I wanted to choose something that if I wanted a darker nude lip, I could just use this lip liner, put it all over. It's retractable, pigmented, they last well, affordable. But then my go-to, how many years have I talked about this for? This is the Sephora liquid lipstick in the shade 32. Have it on right now. And it's just the perfect light peachy nude that isn't too orange. Lasts long time, liquid lipstick, it dries down. And then also talked about this one for years and 5 million times, but this is a definite holy grail lip product for me. This is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in the shade Caught You Bare Naked. Why do I still have to look at the bottom of this to see the shade? I should have that memorized by now. This I just have on the very center of my lips. It's the perfect light nude that's like actually light and has a tiny hint of pink in it. It is so beautiful for transforming any lip and just making it so much lighter. If I have a nude lip combo where I'm like, I really gotta lighten this up, I'll usually just throw this on because it instantly makes it look more nude. And finding products that are this light is actually very hard to find. It's called a high shine lipstick, so this isn't just a gloss, it has a ton of pigment to it. So it's kind of like a gloss and lipstick in one. And then when I think of setting sprays, there are 2 that I think I would have. One, the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. This is an oldie but a goodie. This is the summer solstice one, so it just smells like coconut. But this is a good, just like even keel setting spray for me, where if I have a foundation that's matte and I want to kind of keep it more on the matte side, I'll go in with this one because I don't want to add like a ton of glow and totally change the finish of it. So that's why I think I would still have this one in my collection. So basically, the way my camera is set up right now, I can't get into these 2 cabinets, and I'm moving everything around tomorrow. So the other one I'm going to pop in a photo right here, but it's in that cabinet. It's the MAC Fix Plus setting spray. I just finished off one. It was in my last empties video, so my backup is in that cabinet. But Fix Plus, I feel like I will always have in my collection. So dewy, so glowy, but you can use it for multiple different things. If I'm going in with like a metallic shade for the lid, or if I just want to really make an eyeshadow pop, I spray it with MAC Fix Plus on the eyeshadow brush and then pack it on the lid, and it just really adds so much more shine. So I like using it for eyeshadow, but I also love using it for my face if I want to add glow and want to make it super dewy. Or if I'm not using anything on my face, but I just want my skin to look really healthy and glowy, I'll use MAC Fix Plus. Oh my god, what's happening? Okay, I just forgot to film the mascaras, and then I realized I forgot to film it, started talking for like 2 minutes, and then realized my mic was still off. So this is attempt number 3 for talking about my favorite mascaras that I would have. So Essence Lash Princess in the False Lash Effect. They make a few different versions of this. I like the non-waterproof False Lash Effect one. The wand looks like this. It's kind of like a little coney wand. If you like tons of volume, not clumpy, but like borderline clumpy, where you just have so much volume and it almost does look a little bit false lash-like, depending on how many lashes and stuff you have and how your lashes hold mascara. I feel like some days my lashes just aren't working with mascara, and then other days it's like, holy crap, what is happening? But I just get so much volume when I use this mascara, and I love layering it with Revlon So Fierce. This one I don't love on its own, but layered in combination, I feel like I've talked about this combo so many times, so sorry if this is repetitive, but it is what I would have in my collection. All right, now I can turn off the mic and camera, but you're still gonna be seeing me talking. Okay, bye-bye, but not really. Still watch. Keep watching. Don't leave. You may have noticed, or maybe not, but I didn't choose lashes because I almost never wear false lashes in real life because lash glue really irritates my eyes. I basically can keep them on for the span of a video, but then I peel them off right after because right now, like, my eyes are burning. So probably not the healthiest decision for my eyeballs, but I love the way lashes look. I love trying different lashes. I feel like it really completes an eye look. But in real life, I think it's a combo of the lash glue, but also just the weight of lashes. It just really irritates my eyes, and I feel like I can't just like focus on life. It's one of the reasons why I like eyelash extensions. So I think if I didn't film, I would probably have eyelash extensions all the time, and I just would never put on false lashes. But if you're wondering which ones I'm wearing right now, I have on the Lash DNA by Salon Perfect. These are really pretty in $6.81. So that is everything that I would have in my makeup collection if I was just trying to keep it minimal and if I didn't film YouTube videos. So I hope you guys liked this video and found it interesting. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Let me know what your top 5 products are that you have to have in your collection at all times are down below. One thing I just wanted to say is that I would not have discovered so many of these products if I didn't try out hundreds and hundreds of other makeup. So that's what I think is kind of cool about YouTube, is that by watching videos, you're able to see what's good and what's not good versus you yourself having to go out and buy it and then kind of go through that discovery process as well. But like I said, I probably wouldn't have come across or discovered so many of these products if I wasn't testing so many other products that didn't work out. So that's the beauty of being able to do this. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel and allowing me to do that. I just think it's such a cool thing, and I'm grateful to be able to do this every single day. So I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.